Turn heads, bend necks with ads that slay. Hi everyone, welcome to ASA, Aspire to Advertise, unleashing all shades of creativity. How are you all doing? How's the journey been? I hope you enjoyed the last video though, and please don't forget to always leave a comment so I could always answer your question. Today is something much different, and I do hope that after today's topic you would really go back to your drawing board, because this is like the inception of everything. You know, I've actually been admiring myself. I've been looking at the mirror and I've been saying, what am I fine girl? Oh God, they creates. Okay, so when I look at myself in the mirror, I try to ask myself, what do I see? And I see beautiful, smart woman, someone growing, someone improving, someone learning new things every day, and someone that God has just stood beside in everything that I've done. And I'm just so grateful every single time. When people look at me, I ask myself, what do they see? What's the first impression? Some people probably tell me, I don't know, you probably look unapproachable, and I'm like, how? Do I look mean? Sometimes they will tell me, you look friendly, you look playful, you look cheerful, and I'm like, okay. That brings me down to today's topic, crafting big brilliance and the essence of brand image, brand identity, and brand practices. When you're thirsty and you're craving something to drink, the first thing that comes to your mind is Coke or water. For me, it's water, because I'm trying to cut down carbonated drinks and work on my diet. So when you sit and you probably when you get up and you want to go to the store to buy gym wear, sportswear, something like that, what's the first brand that comes to your mind? Probably Nike for me, or Puma, or Adidas. Okay, let me ask one more. When I think of games, like if I go to a game store and I want to buy a game, the first brand that will come to my mind is PlayStation or Xbox. So I grew up playing a lot of video games, PlayStation, Xbox, Wii. So it was just very exciting for me and my siblings, because we used to compete with ourselves, car racing, fighting games, those kind of things, yeah. It was really fun. But this is the essence of these questions. What do people remember you for? Your brand, is it the first thing that comes to their mind when they think of a specific category? There's something that Pampers did here. When Pampers first came, the kids' diapers. These days, people now call diapers Pampers. That's the first thing that comes to their mind. But there are so many other brands that also make the same kids' diapers. But because Pampers created a niche for themselves in that diapers category, it's already in people's heads. So when they go to the mall, they're just like, I want Pampers. Except someone that really knows the actual name is diapers. Layman would just say Pampers. The essence of these examples is just so you see that people need to understand where they belong. There are brands that choose to fit in, and there are brands that choose to stand out. Take a look at Apple, for example. When you go to an electronics store and you want to buy a phone, except you don't like Apple products, the next brand you probably think of is Samsung. This is what we call the power of a category leader. Apple, Samsung has that power when it comes to phone categories, right? Sports, I would probably say for me, Nike or Adidas has come a long way. They are category leaders when it comes to the sports world. So what's your own take? Where does your brand stand? Are you the kind of brand that wants to fit in, or are you the kind of brand that wants to stand out? What's your brand image? What's your brand's identity? What's your brand's association to memory? Let me start with the word brand. What's a brand? Your brand is not just about the logo or the services or the products that you're selling. Your brand is the name, the mission, the vision, the unique selling proposition or the unique value proposition, the brand story, the experience, the brand equity, the ability to have that customer loyalty and the ability to command higher pricing. I use Apple as an example. Apple has brand equity, meaning it has the power to say, oh, okay, we're bringing iPhone 20 and we would like to sell it at the price of e.g. 2 million naira. There are people that would rush. When I mean, like, they want to rush to the store and be the first person to buy and say, oh, wow, I'm using the latest iPhone 20. That's because the brand has that power. They can create, they can put any price, they can come up with anything. And the difference might just be maybe the camera or just a slight tech advancement on the phone, yeah? But it may not be that there's any difference between that and 10, 11, 12. I'm just saying, I don't use Apple products, so I don't know, but I'm just using that as an example. But one thing I know for sure is Apple has been able to stand out. So when it wants to bring out another new device, people are ready to rush to get it. Is it the same when it comes to your own brand? I'm going to read out the definition of a brand from Michael Eisner, the former CEO of Disney. A brand is a living entity. It is enriched or undermined cumulatively over time, the product of 1,000 small gestures. The key word here is living entity. Your brand never stops. Your brand never sleeps. Your brand must continue in creating impact. Your brand must have value. Your brand must be able to create customer loyalty. There are 3 E's of branding. These are efficiency, effectiveness, and experience. And the most important one is experience. Let me give you this example. Let's say Davido has a concert and it's going to be in a luxurious hotel. Tickets are out, people are buying, people are paying for VIP, VVIP, you know how it is now. And then you all enjoy everything, the atmosphere, the background dancers, the DJ, the lighting, like everything. It's a full package. Like I said, experience is overall amongst these 3 E's that takes everything. The entire thing is the experience you get when you go for a Davido concert. I'm just using that as an example, please. And then, let's say Davido decides to not do it in a luxurious hotel. Let's say he doesn't want to do something big. Let's say he doesn't even go with his, let's say he decides not to go with his background dancers, his DJ, just him, simple t-shirts, a cap, and microphone, probably glasses, and stands in one of these variety stations and starts singing. That morning where everybody is rushing to get to work on time, that period where everybody's mind is just on, I want to get to work, I want to go and meet a client, I want to probably go for a meeting, or just something like that. That morning rush where everybody's mind is just busy, and it's BRT station where people are queued up because they want to get into the bus to get to wherever they're going to on time. I bet you the difference is this year. People will probably not pay attention to what he's singing. They'll probably think it's this guy going mad, and people will probably not give him a dime. Now, with this Davido example, you'll probably see that people will not pay attention to him. But you see that thing of doing it in a luxurious hotel or event center, people are paying, the sounds, the music, the environment, everything makes the experience worthwhile, right? But in the BRT station is much different because that's a different setting. That's a different people with a different mindset. Their minds are no longer in they want to have fun and enjoy. Their minds are business. It's time for work. This is exactly what happened to a violinist named Joshua Bell. So Joshua Bell has been playing, for so long. He's very popular. Joshua Bell had a performance coming up, and then he had to prepare his team. You know how it is, yeah? Then, of course, the auditorium was filled with 1,000 people, and each seat is like $100. So people were willing to pay to enjoy, his plays and all that. Then the Washington Post decided to try an experiment. This thing happened in real life. So they told him, go to a train station and play. Just morning, wear a simple shirt, your cap, and play and see what happens. They wanted to test something. So this guy decides to play on the ground train station where everybody's rushing in the morning, early hours of the morning. And the shocking thing is over 1,000+ people passed, and nobody paid attention to him. This guy only made $32 and a few cents, and that was because the lady gave him 20. So apart from that one lady that gave him 20 because she assumed that it's him, others were just throwing cents, and you know how it is, just a dollar, cents and all. And when they calculated the money, imagine someone that makes over $1,000, $2,000 when he's at the auditorium and all, and he just only made $32. Now the issue here was this: without the branding, without the right setting, without the right place, without the everything, the full experience people expect to come with you, your brand is basically nothing. So you could see from this example that he alone is not the brand. It's everything that comes with him. It's the full experience that comes with him. It's the effectiveness of his brand that makes people want to pay more just to watch him, just to listen to him. So you see that on one hand, in the auditorium, you have people in the right state of mind, ready to listen to you. They're relaxed, just want to enjoy themselves. But in the station, it was people that they were not in the right state of mind. It wasn't just the right time for you to be playing. Like everybody's rushing to work. Oh, what's our business with you? You get that kind of thing. In short, he was described as art without a frame. Look at these artworks behind me. Just imagine the artwork itself without the frame that beautifies it, that makes it a whole package. That is exactly what Joshua Bell was as of the time that this experiment was done. So this was just to show you that everything about everyone that you see and the kind of brand that they represent, it's not only about them, but it comes with everything. That's the same way in your place of work. People just feel that big brand that you hear about is the CEO that matters. No, without the little staff, even someone as little as the cleaner, that company, that brand is not what it's going to be. That's the reality. But many people just look at, just that one side, but you don't see the background, the things that are done to make it as it is, the things that are done to make it come up to the level that it has grown to. Going back to the 3 E's I mentioned, how efficient is your brand? How effective is its use? And what kind of experience do you leave your customers with? So I used Apple as an example before, yeah? The thing about it is that it's efficient, it's effective, and the overall experience is top-notch. So that's why a lot of people, business people, and people that understand the essence of that particular device always go for it, especially when a new one comes out, right? Now, let me share another example of overall experience with a US luxury brand named Neiman Marcus. After this, I would come back. So from the video you just watched, you could see how Neiman Marcus was able to use digital brand experience, which is basically using digital means to deliver on your brand promise and purpose, right? So just like the examples I've used, Neiman Marcus, Apple, Nike, other brands, you could see that everybody has where they stand. Now, another thing is there's nothing actually bad in trying to fit in trying to reach that destination. And you probably see where other brands, for example, other phone brands try to copy some of Apple or Samsung's features just so you also feel like you're probably using an iPhone or a Samsung, or the camera is also top notch just like those ones. I'm just saying. This is what people don't understand. There's something called brand differentiation here. You could actually be different, and even if you're trying to fit in with other brands that are already category leaders, you can still stand out. And it's simply with the brand experience, how people are able to understand your brand, how people are able to enjoy your products or your services. And that is how you can take up your own, I'm trying to find the right word. That is how you can actually become your own category leader. That is how you can actually stand out, that in as much as you're not the top 1, top 2, top 3 brands, but you are somewhere. People know you, people know your device for something. Now, here are some brand practices. First of all, define your brand identity. Know what you stand for. Know what you want your customers to see you as through your core values, your mission. The next thing is brand purpose. This has to do with doing a deep customer insight and building your business all the way. You know, if you're going to try to get to every type of consumer or most type of consumers that are interested in your products or services, you have to be able to do a customer insights. You have to be able to understand your customers' needs and preferences, know what they like, what they don't like, how they like it, and use that to be able to create something different that will be able to make them love your brand for what it is. The next thing is USP or UVP, which is unique selling proposition or unique value proposition. So just make sure you have something that makes you stand out, something that having a USP is just what differentiates you from your competitors and makes you have your own place in the hearts of people. Another thing is create impactful stories. You know, I did a video about storytelling. So don't forget that you have to always make sure that your brand has a story. Don't forget, let people remember you through the stories that you tell. Let people remember that brand from the stories that you're telling them. Add that to your brand messaging. Whenever you're doing the content or anything of that sort, make sure that your messaging should always be about having the minds of your customers at heart, the value that you provide for them, and how you've created impact and changed people's stories. Success stories goes a long way. And finally, the last thing on best brand practices is leverage social media. Social media is like, I know that you come across the various things on social media, but I'm not going to lie, it's one of the best, easiest places to run ads. If you're using social media, it's actually much cheaper than TV, billboards. You know how it is. If you see a lot of costs, you know that social media is the cheapest. You can actually run ads with as low as 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira. It all depends on your budget, but no amount of money is too small, and no amount of you can always just keep running ads. Like I mentioned in the last video, I said there are ads for different parts of the marketing funnel, and at the end of the day you would see that social media will go a long way for you, because it is going to be able to put out your brand message out there, and people will be able to just love you, just relate with you, just connect with your brand on a deeper level. So other brand practices, influencer marketing, which is very good because you're able to use influencers, content creators to market your brand out there. You could also have loyalty programs that always want to make your customers come back. And then, of course, there's corporate social responsibility, so activities that are able to align with your company's core values and mission, and your customers are able to always remember your brand for the kind of social responsibilities you've taken and how you've been able to change lives of different people. And most importantly, guys, always make sure you monitor the perception about your brand, so that at any point in time where there's a negative brand image you experience, you're able to have an answer, you're able to have answers to your audience, and you're able to have things to cover it up, because it's important that your brand is always on the positive side of things. So even the influencers that you use matters, but slow and steady, I'm going to be talking about using the right influencers, and as well as just dealing with negative brand image. All these will come with these videos. So don't forget, guys, the 3 E's are important when it comes to your brand image, your brand best practices, your brand identity. The 3 E's: effectiveness, efficiency, and overall experience. Experience matters. So if you want to be on the good side of experience, just make sure that your brand focuses on all these practices. Make sure that your social media pages has the right content out there. Make sure that you have something unique that makes you stand out from your competitors, and also make sure that you just have good brand identity. Let people always relate with you and remember your brand for something. All right, guys, so another video is coming up, and I do hope you enjoyed this video and you learned a lot. I'm going to be ending this video with a quote from Kobe Simmons, a famous basketball player. So I'm just going to read it out. A bottle of water can be 50 cents at a supermarket, $2 at the gym, $3 at the movies, and $6 on a plane. Same water, only thing that changed its value was the place. So the next time you feel your worth is nothing, maybe you're at the wrong place. So that's the thing, guys. I just love this quote because it just summarizes everything, and people are ready to just pay for whatever they need, whatever they think is a thing of value, no matter the price that you place on it and no matter the location. Thank you everyone for watching. Do join us next time, and do have a lovely day. Now go find your asa. Take it from the media playboy.